Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to this Islamic teaching episode in which we will be speaking about the Islamic finance and what are the Islamic finance principles that make it very special and unique industry. Islamic finance as an industry, as a banking and finance industry, is one of the most growing industry globally, and it is available for Muslim and also non-Muslim investors. Islamic finance follows certain rules and principles based on the Islamic Sharia rules. These principles are often referred to as the Sharia compliant rules. One of the major principles that the Islamic finance follows is that the Islamic finance institutions cannot deal with the interest. We will be speaking about the interest and the reason why Islamic finance or Sharia Islamic rules prevent and prohibited the interest. And another major principle of Islamic finance, that the Islamic finance model or Islamic banking system is based on the profit and loss sharing mechanism. When we have a relationship, an investment relationship between two or more parties, for example, if a person runs a business and this person needs additional capital or fund to meet his financing obligations or to meet his operation expenses, but this guy does not own the required capital to operate his business. So he will seek for fund either from financial institution or from individuals. So when he approach a bank, the bank will offer him the capital or the required fund to run his business. The relationship, it will depend on the contract that will be signed between the client, the fund seeker, or the business owner, and the financial institution. When we say that the Islamic finance is based on the principle of profit and sharing mechanism or principle, this means that the Islamic bank, when they grant financing or they provide the capital for the business, they will share the profit with the business, and also they will bear any loss that will be incurred by this business. Going back to the key principle in Islamic finance, which is that the Islamic finance institutions or the individuals, Muslim individuals, cannot deal in riba. By the explicit text in the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says what means وَأَحَلَّ اللَّهُ الْبَيْعَ وَحَرَّمَ الرِّبَا. If we want to translate and know what is the meaning of this verses, it means that Allah had made the trading, which is the sale and purchase among the individuals or the corporations, make it permitted. It is allowed. However, he banned and he prohibited the riba, which is interest. Interest in this verses of Quran means an additional amount on the top of the principal loan. The interest applies when there is lending and borrowing between two individuals or more. If I want to lend 1,000 Bahraini dinars from one of my friends, so it's a borrowing and lending relationship, it is not allowed to the lender to request and to make it a condition that I have to return to him 1,000 Bahrain dinar, and on the top of this 1,000 principal amount, an additional interest or increase over it. This was called by majority of the Sharia scholars riba al-Quran or riba al-Nasi'ah. And it was a practice being followed by people during the life of Prophet Muhammad. If someone lends another person a certain amount or specific amount of money, he will request an additional amount when the borrower asks for extension or to postpone the payment of the loan. So it was banned and prohibited by the clear verses from the Quran. The second category, which was mentioned and reported by Prophet Muhammad, is when we are trading certain type of commodity or certain type of goods. This commodity should be exchanged on the basis of equivalent amount. The both commodities should be equal without any additional. This commodity being specified by Prophet Muhammad in his report, where he said that gold and gold, silver and silver, wheat and wheat, barrel and barrel, salt and salt, and date and date should be exchanged on an equal basis. Another principle that is related to Islamic finance is it is not allowed to deal in transactions that have the element of uncertainty, especially if this element of uncertainty is excessive and it is not part and not inherent in the deal itself. And this applies whether this uncertainty is related to the subject of the trade or it's related to any other element of the contract that is between two or more parties. For example, if I want to buy a car, I must specify what is this car, the color, the model, the year of make, and every specification related to the car, and even the amount that I have to pay to the seller. It must be predetermined and pre-specified, so there is no space for ambiguity and uncertainty. This brings us to the end of this learning session. Hoping to see you soon in the next episode. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.